I just removed this from my hair right now. We're just going to use this time to wait for others to come and join. How do I hold this phone properly? Ought to be like this, but I can't hold it, so I'll just manage the stand like this. Okay, let me do it this way. I'm waiting for people to join while we have some interesting conversation today. All right, for those that joined us on our live yesterday, it was more or less like an interesting section. My lipsticks. It was more or less like an interesting section like yesterday night, but today I decided to talk on a particular topic. As usual, I am on a night shift today and I'm on a break. I'm on a break. I have 1 hour break for this night shift today. So I decided to come live and say hello as usual and also talk on some key things for those that are interested. Okay, but before I say it or while saying it, feel free to ask your questions if you have any question. So hello Pamela Cole, how are you doing? How's your daughter and how's your grandchild? Hope they are fine. One coach Chooks, hello, how are you doing? Trust you're doing great. Okay. Yesterday I decided to pop online and I was like, oh, we have a lot of people online. Let's see how today go. We have Abel Adinka joining you for the first time from Ibadan, Nigeria. It's nice seeing you, Abel Adinka. How are you doing? Trust you are doing great. I'm just going to wait a little bit for people to join. Let's see if we have people. It's late at night, and I believe in most of the countries that I'm familiar with, people would have been sleeping by now. Okay, so I'll give some time and see if we can get more people before I just drop one or two things for we to benefit from. So Chuk said she's fine, that's good. Richard, hello, how are you doing? Pamela, oh yeah, Christopher, you're doing well. Thank you very much, Christopher. Christopher Wanko, how are you doing? Trust you're doing great and hope you are having a beautiful night. Yeah. Um, who's from Ibadan here? I was expecting you guys to be sleeping, okay? But anyway, it's nice having you online today. Okay. Oh, Chineye Nandi said hi. Joining you for the second time. That's good. It's actually nice having you around, Chineye. Okay, it's great having you around. It's a pleasure having you all around on this live today. I'm just going to give like few minutes. Let's see how many of us are going to join suit on this live section before I dive into what I want to say today on why some women are not getting pregnant despite being fertile. Yeah, they're very fertile. So some women feel they are not fertile. Yeah, but they are fertile, but there are some reasons why they are not getting pregnant without them knowing. So hello Queen, I'm seeing all your waving. Thank you very much for joining this live today. So I'm going to be discussing that, but I don't want to be repeating things. So that's why I'm giving people a lot of time to join us before we start the live section proper. Feel free to drop your question before we start and also click on the like button if you've not clicked on the like button. All right, click on the like button. It doesn't take anything for you to do. Just click on the like button before we start. Hello Queen, how are you doing? Trust you are having a good time and trust you are doing great. Okay, I'm just going to go straight to the points now. I think we have up to 21 people online on this live, so I'm going to be going straight to the point and we're going to be talking about why some women don't get pregnant despite being fertile. Okay, thank you very much, Christopher. Back in the olden days, like back in the olden days, we hear okay, women get pregnant, they give birth to a lot of children, they give birth to 20, they give birth to as much as they can cater of back in Africa. So they give birth to a lot of children at that particular moment, but some also battle. The fact is, some also battle with infertility, but there was no social media to actually let the world know that some people also battle with infertility. So when it comes to we humans, especially women, we need to understand how our body work, especially if you're trying to conceive, if you're trying to have a baby. You need to understand how your body work. You need to understand when your body releases egg. Yes, even if you have up to like 20 sex, like you had sex up to like 10, 15 times a month, if you don't have that sex at the right time, trust me, you're not going to get pregnant. If you don't have that sex at the right time, trust me, you're not going to get pregnant. So people were like, oh, in a month I had sex up to 10 times, but yet I'm not pregnant. It's not a matter of, it's not the number of times, it's are you having it at the right time? That's something we should take note of. Having sexual intercourse at the right time is going to go a long way to improve your fertility chances. Because as a woman, when you release your egg, that egg just lasts 24 hours. After 24 hours, the egg is gone. And the only way you can produce another egg again is the next month. As a woman, your egg is not something you just produce every week. Like a man can release sperm 7 days in a week. A man can release sperm 30 days in a month. Yeah, they can do that if they want to do it. Though it's not that easy. But a man can decide, okay, I want to be having sex every day and I want to be releasing every day. It's possible. But as a woman, you can't just say you want to be releasing egg every day. It's not something you have control over. Okay, so you can't just say you want to be releasing egg every day to get pregnant. No, you can't control it. But for men, they can control, like they want to be having releasing sperm every 2 days, every 3 days. But as a woman, you can't say you want to ovulate every day. Okay, and that egg, as a woman, once that egg is released, immediately that egg is released, it has only 24 hours. That's 1 day lifespan. After that 24 hours, the egg is gone. If the egg does not see sperm during that 24 hours, trust me, it is gone. It is gone and it is gone. There's nothing you can do about it till the next ovulation day, which is a month. So that's why I have a friend of mine. It's not a friend, like it's just like my subscriber. She sent me a message. She's now a friend. She was complaining about infertility issues, saying, "Oh, they've been married for like 3, 4 years, but yet no child. But yet they've been battling with infertility. What should like? She doesn't know what." So the first question I asked her was, "Ma, are you seeing your menses every month?" And she said, yes, I see my menses every month. Then the second question I asked her was, okay, how regular is this menses? I found out that she has a regular cycle, which is a good clue that this woman is fertile. Like a good clue, sending us signal. Okay, though that doesn't like, but she's seeing her menses every month. She has a regular cycle. For her to be seeing her menses every month and having a regular cycle, that is to show that this particular woman is releasing egg every month. Okay, so I asked her, are you ovulating every month? Like from the look of things, she sees signs of ovulation, she's seen her menses, she has a regular cycle. So I asked, okay, we are done with the woman now. I've gotten some history from the woman, a little bit of history from the woman. Now let's go to your husband. So I asked her, is your husband always around? And she says, no, my husband is a driver. So my husband usually go 1 week in, 1 week out. So he's not always around. Sometimes he stays 2 weeks and just spend a few. Then I'm like, okay, that might be the reason why you are not getting pregnant. And she was like, that, whenever he comes, we have sex back to back, we have it regularly, but yet I am not pregnant. I was like, no, it doesn't work that way. So after several calculations, we found out that the husband, we calculated for the last 3 months, the past 3 months, just to find out if the husband was around during the ovulation. We found out that the husband was not around during her ovulation. So what we had to do was to track her ovulation day, we had to, like, I had to get in contact with the husband. I spoke with the husband. I did a conference call with her and the husband. Like, not a conference call, like I made a video call with her and her husband. We were able to have a discussion. And the first thing I told her, yes, you are not always around. Get a semen analysis. So the man actually got a semen analysis. This shows that, okay, the sperm is okay. It's within the normal range. So if your sperm is okay, your wife is ovulating and your wife is ovulating, the next thing to do is to plan towards having sexual intercourse at the right time. So we actually drafted this woman's menstrual cycle. Then we were able to know the actual date for her ovulation, the day that she's releasing egg. We're able to know, okay, during this period to this period, there's likely going to be a release of there's likely going to be a release of egg. So we told the woman that if there's a way he can change his schedule just to make sure he's available during this period. Lo and behold, after using this method, after tracking the ovulation dates, the husband came around during that. Just within 1 month, she got pregnant. This is not like, this is not about like saying blabbing or something. She actually got pregnant. To me, I was shocked. I was like, so is this easy? This is somebody that has been battling with infertility for 3 years, thinking that something is wrong, thinking that it could be spiritual. Yes, there are things that happen in the spiritual as a Christian, we are told, but some of these things are medical that we need to deal with. Some of these things are medical that we need to take into consideration. Okay, the world is changing, so we have to learn. It's a good thing that we have social media. I think women should take you, men, not just women. It's like when we talk about fertility now, putting it in the women, it's both the women and the men. We all should start taking charge of our sexual health. Okay, help your wife. If you know as a man you are more knowledgeable than your wife, help her calculate her menstrual cycle. Help her know her ovulation dates. It's not a big deal for a man to actually assist the wife. Yes, like there are some men, especially from the Igbo men, they get married, and when they get married, they go to the villages to get wives. So they bring their wives down from the villages, and these wives, they don't really understand how their body works. Even if they watch some of my videos, they won't be able to comprehend it. So if you are a man and you have the ability to comprehend, there is nothing stopping you from helping your wife to calculate her cycle and know the date she's releasing egg. So when both of you know this is the actual date I'm releasing egg, definitely you can work towards having an encounter during that period. Okay, and for those, like I earlier said, the lifespan of the egg a woman releases is just 24 hours. But for the man, it can, their sperm, when they release sperm, it can last up to 5 days. Okay, so if before your ovulation date, your man releases sperm into you, so that sperm can stay up to 5 days in your body, waiting for the egg. Okay, if within that 5 days your partner releases the sperm, the egg comes, definitely you're going to get pregnant. Okay, so knowing your ovulation as a woman, I will always say, gives you an increased chance over your body. These days, there are also ovulation calculation app that help you calculate your ovulation, that help you know, okay, your fertile period and your non-fertile period. But basically, me personally, like I will always say, I don't use app. I personally use my own paper and biro, my calendar, to actually track down my personal ovulation and also be able to calculate my own menstrual cycle and know when I'm ovulating and also my fertile period from my non-fertile period. You can use those calendars, you can use those apps on your phone if you know you are finding it difficult to actually use your calendar to calculate your cycle. Come rain, come sunshine, a woman understanding her cycle puts her at age of even getting a male child. Especially for those that are like, oh, I need a male child. I've had like 4 female, 5 female. Like when you know your cycle, you know this is the day you are ovulating. You are able to have an encounter with your spouse that particular period. On that particular day, the egg was released. That was the day you had an encounter with your spouse. It increases your chance, according to research, of having a male child. Okay, so these are the things why I always advise to women out there, know your cycle. And also, if you don't want to get pregnant and you are skeptical about family planning method, you can actually, knowing your cycle gives you an edge too. It makes you know, okay, when to avoid sexual intercourse with your partner when you are releasing egg. And it also know that, okay, if you are ovulating and you are in the mood, it gives you a clue to take post pill. It also gives you a clue to use the condom. Okay, because these days a lot of girls, I've seen a lot of young ladies take post P, which is an emergency contraceptive. They take it, they'll tell you they take it 3, 4, 5 times a month. In 1 month, you're taking emergency contraceptive more than one time in 1 month. Advice for the men. Okay, I just saw it. This is asking any advice for the men. I'll still come to the men, okay? I'll come to the men too. You see girls taking emergency contraceptive up to 4, 5 times in a month. Let me tell you something, taking those emergency contraceptive 4, 5 times a month is not even advisable. If you have an ideal of your full body, if you have an ideal of your ovulation, if you have an ideal of your cycle, it gives you a clue that, okay, I'm not ovulating. I don't need postinatal during this period. My ovulation is already done. I don't need postinatal during this period. It gives you a clue. It sends you signals of how to manage your body effectively well. So as a lady, try as much as possible to have. But there are some sets of women that are going to find it difficult to know their cycle, especially those with irregular cycles. Yeah, those with irregular cycle. And one of the cause of irregular cycle could be PCOS, polycystic ovary syndrome. So women with irregular cycle might find it very difficult to calculate their cycle, to calculate know their ovulation date. But I made a particular video helping women with PCOS conceive. I made a particular video talking about how women with PCOS can know their ovulation and also have encounter with a spouse on that day. All right. So I think this is the things we should take into consideration. So the next thing is that I've had a situation where a woman is fertile and she has been trying to conceive all to no avail. When I mean she's fertile, she has a regular cycle, she's seeing her menses, everything is fine, but she has been having sexual intercourse, but nothing is coming out. So the man feels that he is so good because in his previous life, he has made a lot of girls get pregnant and they've aborted the baby, they've aborted the child. So he feels that if previously his sperm count is okay, his sperm count was producing a lot of baby, definitely this period, my sperm count should produce thousands of babies. That is a wrong mindset that I think our men have to rule out of their brain. Yeah. Your sperm count was good 2 years ago. A year ago doesn't mean your sperm count is strong now. He was making math, yes. And I was so surprised. How can you be this? How can you be proud of those things that you got a lot of girls pregnant and they are aborted? You are proud of it, and now you're trying to conceive. You are not conceiving, and you want to blame it on your wife, on your partner, saying that oh you have a lot of sperm count. So after much, I think one good thing was finally, I was able to have a conversation with the man, and he actually went for a semen analysis. And lo and behold, he was having low sperm count. Yes, he was having low sperm count. So it wasn't even the woman's fault, it was the man's fault. So in such a situation, no matter how fertile the woman is, even if the woman releases egg every month and have sex on that ovulation day, if the man has low sperm count, definitely there's going to be an issue trying to conceive. And also, same way you have low sperm count, there are some people that have no sperm count. No, there's no sperm at all. Do you see them? They ejaculate, they release a lot of something comes out of them after sex. But if you analyze that fluid that come out, there is no sperm. And you see these men. I'm not trying to make fun of them, I'm just trying to help educate us so we can let people know, so that they can go for tests, so that they can go for screening and get things sorted out as soon as possible. Because the more you delay when it comes to infertility, the more it becomes bad, I would say. So there are some men that have done semen analysis over time. I've had some conversation with them, and I found that the sperm count there was zero. Like there's what we call in medical term azoospermia. Azoospermia. That means the man doesn't have a sperm in his ejaculate. You see some men like, oh yes, I have sex. Like I ejaculated into my wife. I saw it. There's an ejaculate. It's there. But when they go for semen analysis, the result says, despite something is coming out, there is no sperm in it. And when there is no sperm in it, even if the woman is very fertile, is even releasing 2 eggs every month, taking all the clomiphene, filtrate, taking all the egg release boosters. Trust me, she's not going to get pregnant. Why? Because there is no sperm in it. So outside knowing your ovulation dates, telling your partner to also go for semen analysis, they call it semen analysis, is very important. Okay, so is it good for a lady finding it difficult to have a baby to go? Yes, if you have the financial capacity to go for in vitro fertilization, please do. So please do. If you have the finance to go for IVF, you've been trying to conceive, you've done all the necessary tests, everything doesn't seems to be going on well. If you have the financial capacity to go for IVF, please do. Okay, so also talk to your spouse to go for semen analysis. It's very important. And to the men, there's something I want to tell you. You see that fluid that comes out, it's not sperm. They don't call it sperm. They call it semen. And that particular semen is made up of different types of things. It's not just sperm, like, oh, what comes out of me is sperm. No, it has a lot of things in it. It has sperm, it has fluid, it has some vitamins, it has some minerals. Maybe that it's like food. It has different things making it up. If you have low sperm count, can it be fixed? Okay, personally, I think there are some medications, there's some supplements that people take that helps to boost their sperm count. And modification of lifestyle can also help to boost sperm count. Okay, so these are the things. If you're having low sperm count, it's advisable for you to see a fertility expert so they advise you on what to take, what to do, and how to go about it. Azoospermia is not the end of the world, all right? Rahul couple, I love you too. Eric, hey. So these are the things, like when you educate people, they tend to know about it. And I think more men needs to be involved when it comes to fertility health education. It's not just the women. I'm not trying to be, I know most people start having this mindset, feminists. No, we're trying to make the world a better place. We're trying to help with fertility issues. I went for a conference recently and they said 1 in 6 women, or 1 in 6 couples also, I've forgotten, are battling with infertility. For every 6 people or every 6 couple you see, 1 is battling with infertility. And over the time these days, there's an increased rate of infertility. A lot of people are like, okay, let's research more. Let people invest in research when it comes to fertility. Some are hearing and investing in research in terms of infertility. So we need a lot of research on infertility. People are attributing these infertility issues to the food we eat, the things we take in, that's increasing women having ovarian cysts, PCOS, that's increasing a lot of things. All right. So these are the 2 reasons I shared. I've explained in detail why a woman cannot get pregnant, even if she is fertile. So, men, like, you see this thing called infertility. If you are not wearing the shoes, you don't know how it feels. See, for those that have children, you're lucky. But if you are not wearing that shoes, like you are not married and you are not tried several times to conceive, you don't know how it feels. It is very easy to advise, take it easy, God will do it, take it easy. It's very, very easy to dish us advice. But the person that is wearing the shoes of infertility knows where it is hurting the most. They know where it is burning. They know how they are feeling. They know the struggles they are passing through. So don't feel, oh, giving advice, words of encouragement. Like, those that are wearing the shoes know how it's hurting. So that is why we're taking our time to give out more health educations as we can, so that both couples are involved. And also, what I also advise, what do you eat as a man? I think men should eat a lot of fruit. Men take a lot of fruits. Take a lot of bananas. Include fruits, vegetables in your diet. Men, it's not just the women. I'm talking to both the men and the women today. Take a lot of bananas. Bananas are good for you. Banana is, like, in Nigeria, I think banana is one of the cheapest fruits. When we hear fruits, people start thinking about all the big names of fruit, like strawberries, apples. You don't need to buy those expensive fruits. There are fruits that are very, very cheap, but we don't like we don't put it into consideration. There are vegetables that are very rich. Your normal ugu leaf, like for Nigerians, your normal vegetables, pumpkin, shoko, those kind of leaf, we underestimate the power of those leaves. We ignore the powers of those leaves, the vitamins, the minerals they actually contain. Sometimes, like, when I generally look at life, I see, like, God has blessed us with fresh food. Like, when I was growing up, let me tell you a story. All of a sudden, I'm coming to realize something. We talked about the fertility. I want to tell you a story of what we are now appreciating. When I was growing up, my parents usually prepare a lot of vegetables because we have a lot of vegetables in our gardens. We have the ugus, we have the water leaf. It was very, very easy for us to source for these things. We have mangoes, we have cashew, we have bananas. But no, I was thinking that I needed something more. That the good lifestyle is the rich man lifestyle. Taking bread and tea in the morning, taking noodles that I know is expensive. You understand what I mean now? I feel, oh, my mates are eating noodles, bread and tea, corned beef. My mates are eating sardine. I don't know if you're making sense. So I felt that I was not living a good life. That a good life is in all this food I see in the supermarket. So I really wanted to. You don't understand? Like, getting noodles, then we don't buy noodles. We make concoction rice. And those rice were rich because you are buying fresh palm oil. You are cutting these vegetables from your garden. You're getting onion, you're getting tomatoes around, fresh, organic. And I'm like, no, the sardine in the market, the corned beef in the market is what I want to eat. That's what makes me rich. But over time, now I can afford those things. Now I can afford to eat noodles as much as I like. But guess what I want to eat more? I always want to eat the fresh vegetables. I'm trying to source for fresh ugu leaf, trying to source for fresh shoko. I'm trying to source for fresh green vegetables. So for those that are closer to the roots, that is a real life. That is the real wealth when it comes to food. So don't think about those canned food you see in the supermarkets. Those are not the real life. You see those fruits you see. Okay, you can see Pamela Co is saying something. You see those fruits you see in the villages. You see those pawpaw. God. Like, over time, I've come to realize that is the real life, and not the sardines. Like, I bought cartons of sardines in the house, and I can tell you that carton of sardine is still in my house. Like, in a month, I can just use 2 or 3 from that sardine. Yeah. If only we could access those things. Those things were things that helped our forefathers when it comes to fertility. That's what I feel. But we neglect it. Focus more on organic food. Yes. Focus more on vegetables. Thank you very much, Pamela Co. Focus more on fruits. These days, people buy a lot of, you see, Coke and bread. Like, I know it's like a run to go area. It's a run to. You see that granite and gari. It's because they've not analyzed the health benefit of gari and also granuts. I'm not talking the gari that has lacerats in it. I'm like, you know, that granite, fresh granules that they fry that you do, like granite is very rich in protein. Sometimes over time I've come to realize that I've overlooked a lot of things in my life. You see, granite has a lot of protein in it. Now mix it with gari, which is a carbohydrate. And while we were eating those kind of food, we hardly fall sick because we're having a lot of vegetables. We hardly fall sick. Gary and granite, we underestimate it. Yes, don't look at nobody should just argue because it's like a combination of cereal and milk. Like Gary and granite that we used to that we call it poor man food. It's rich. It's better than this your canned and processed food that we keep buying and eating. Sometimes, like, we underestimate what we really have, which is actually a nice thing, which is not a good thing. We underestimate what we really have. So, for the men and women out there battling with fertility, stay away from all the processed food you can see. You saw those processed food, stay away from it. That's my advice because I know there's no strong research backing all these things up, like processed food, this and this can cause. But I believe focus more on organic food, focus more on fresh food. That helps to boost your body. You see, yam. Then my father was a farmer. My father goes to the farm and bring yam. I underestimate the power of yam upon one. So I don't know why I'm talking about this, but I think this is a health education for everybody. You see, yam. Yam has estrogen in it that is good for women to release egg. You see that yam you're seeing there. You see, the highest number of twins worldwide is in Nigeria. What's the name of this place? It's close to Lagos. It's some miles away from Lagos. They have a highest number of twins. So they went there, they went to that community, they did a research. Why do these people have a lot of twin in this community? They found out that these people were eating yam, pounded yam. They were eating yam in different processed form. And they were also eating okra soup. Okra is a very rich vegetable. But I'm sorry like for neglecting this food without knowing the health benefit then. Now all I want to eat is not the corned beef, it's not the sardine, it's not the noodles. I want that fresh food. You understand? So people from Igbora, that's the name of the place. I just remembered Igbora. That's the name of the community in Yoruba land. They were eating yam. They were eating pounded yam. They were eating okra soup. That was why there was an increase. Like they found out that from research. This is backed up by research. What I'm saying now. Igbora, they had the highest number of twins in the world, and it's as a result of the food they eat. Which food do they eat? They don't eat corned beef. They don't eat fresh. They don't eat sardine. They don't eat noodles. Very well there. What they eat is what they plant. And what do they plant? Okra. They plant their fresh okra. They plant their yam. When it's time, they harvest. They eat. And these foods were found to contain what is called estrogen. Sorry, let me clean this in my mouth. Sorry. And estrogen is good when it comes to fertility. So estrogen is very, very good when it comes to fertility. So these women were releasing a lot of eggs. Their body is being stimulated to produce a lot of eggs in such a way that when the sperm comes, the sperm sees 2 eggs and they have twins. Why? There was estrogen. I think it's phytoestrogen or something. I've made a video on that. So I think if a lot of people can go back to eating organic food, eating natural food, that is going to go a long way to benefit our health. And also, as our kids are growing up, they are very tender. We should encourage them to take a lot of healthy food. We should encourage our kids to take a lot of healthy food. Yes, sometimes as mothers, I am guilty too. I'm not going to say I'm perfect. I'm a mother and I'm guilty. As mothers, we focus, we say, okay, oh, noodles is quick. I do it sometimes. Like, noodles is quick. If we can focus on teaching them how to eat healthy food, it's not only good for their immune system, it's also good for their fertility system in the future. So they get used to eating veggies, they get used to eating fruits, rather than, oh, candies, rather than a lot of ice cream. Yes, I buy ice cream for my daughter. I bought ice cream, a bowl of ice cream that was last week. It's still in my fridge untouched. Sometimes I just buy it for buying sake so she doesn't miss out of this thing. So sometimes I just scoop from it and give it to her. The ice cream is still in my fridge, untouched. Sometimes this ice cream get expired, but I just buy it for backup. Like, she's a child, let her just get some sugar. So that's why I buy. But if we can teach our children how to eat healthy, that is going to go a long way to affect their fertility in the future. A lot of this processed food, canned food is not good. The earlier, the better. The earlier, the better. The earlier, the better. Because infertility is on the rise as I speak. Infertility is on the rise. And if we must curb infertility, we have to work together hands in hands. When it's time, when you are preparing for, we see, as a married couple, when you got married and you know you want to get pregnant, start giving your husband smoothie. Why am I laughing? Start making mixture. I'm not telling you to go for the expensive fruits. No, look for avocado pear in Nigeria is cheaper. I think it's cheap compared to the ones I have here. Like buying avocado. Look for the cheap fruits in Nigeria. Combine it, blend it in your blender, and give them to drink. Let them have it in the morning, or take it to work in their cup, rather than them buying Coca-Cola, Fanta, Pepsi. Okay, Michael, ask your question. Please. Sorry, I am not reading the comment. Pamela Ko, I'm seeing all your beautiful comments. Thank you very much. Mohammed, we can try. It's also good. Okay, so gather all the fruits. Give it to them. Let them take. You see this ginger, garlic. Okay, Palestine or Israel. I'm not from Palestine, I'm not from Israel, I'm from Nigeria. You see this ginger, this garlic of it, they have health benefits. Add it to your spices when cooking. Okay? Because all these things go a long way when it comes to helping our ancestors. But we take it for granted. I didn't say anything about voting, please. So these are the things I am here for, like I'm here to talk about. And I think it's important we take it into account. Tiger nuts, yeah. Then we used to call it Hausa granite. And we underestimated it because it's the Hausa people that used to push wheelbarrow and sell it in our house then when I was growing up. You see that Hausa granite, it is rich. A lot of people are also battling with erectile dysfunction, not lasting too long. And I hear people saying, oh, like, oh, I need drugs. Which drugs I will just take to boost it? See, slow and steady. You can deal with that erectile dysfunction. That's like I said, there are different causes of erectile dysfunction. Okay, there are different causes of erectile dysfunction. It could be psychological. You can deal with it psychologically. Okay, and also focus on fruits. There are a combination of fruits that you can eat that's going to help with, that can help you boost your erectile functionality. If it's not medical causes, if it's not like something that needs urgent medical attention, if it's not something that needs medical attention. So fruits, vegetables. I'm not, like I said, I'm not saying go for the most expensive fruit. There are cheap fruits around in your vicinity that you can easily grab. There are cheap vegetables around in your vicinity that you can easily harvest. Pawpaw, pear. I'm talking about from Nigerian experience now, my Nigeria back home. We have pawpaw, we have pear, we have mango, we have cashew. All these things are rich. The earlier the better. We start focusing on organic food rather than processed food. My colleagues do ask me, Nurse Mary, why is it that you hardly eat food, you hardly eat out, and when you go for an occasion, you hardly eat? Yes, I eat because I want to make the people like it's a celebration. So you have to eat. But outside that, I see no reason. I hardly eat out. So I try as much as possible to limit the number of food I eat out. I don't even find them tasty most times when I go to fancy restaurants. So most times I just like my homemade food. I'm not saying I'm good, I'm perfect in regards to that, but I try to make my own food my own self and also preserve them in the freezer at least. So I know that okay, it's coming through I did everything myself. Okay, so let's take note of that. A question is coming from Basira. I have been trying to conceive but failed. I even went through HSG, and my result is right hydrosuffix and bilateral patent tube. Bilateral patent tube. It simply means patent. Your tubes are patent. Please answer the result. If they say your tubes are patent, it simply means your tube are patent. But Basira, if you can send me a message on Instagram, yeah, I would like to see the results. If you can send me a message on Instagram, I would like to see the result and see how it is. We can have a conversation with you and see if we need to make any useful referral. That's what I can say now, Bashira. Because from what you're saying, they said the tube is patent. If the tube is patent, then that is fine. You can, sorry. Okay, you can see somebody saying fairy tale said seeds really help me in boosting my ovulation. Sunflower seed, pumpkin seed, flax seeds. Okay, my next, I'm trying to see if I can focus on things that I know. I'm going to make a video soon. I don't really know when. I'm going to study, read, and get some natural things that contain what we need that helps with ovulation boosting. Then I'll try and see if I can make a video on that is going to help our ladies out there, because I get a lot of messages about ovarian cysts. I get a lot of message about polycystic ovary syndrome, endometriosis, even fibroid. People are getting fibroid at the wrong age now. Before, when you hear fibroid, we used to hear fibroid at like 30s, 40s. Well, now you see young people coming down with fibroid. You see young people coming down with cancer. You see young people coming down with a lot of things. I don't know my fate though, but no matter what we do, if there are some things you can avoid, try as much as possible to avoid those things when it pertains to your health. Try as much as possible to stay natural and organic, like in the natural process, instead of processed canned food. Okay, like I earlier said, sometimes I'm guilty, but I am trying to work on it too. I'm not saying like, oh, that's Miss Mary is a vegetarian. I eat a lot of veggies. I eat a lot of food. No, sometimes I fall victim. I take processed food, but I'm trying as much as possible um, to, to you understand, to be more organic. Though I take a lot of organic and homemade food. Most of my colleagues at work know I take a lot of homemade food. I don't eat a lot of chips. I just have restrictions to what I do, but I take a lot of homemade food, and I hope my daughter takes a lot of homemade food. Michael is asking me, do you like Arabs? I have two Arab friends, and they are lovely. Okay, I have is it two? Yeah, I have two friends from Arabs. They are lovely people. They are nice. They are accommodating, and they are wonderful. So I have no beef or grief about the Arab. I don't know why you're asking, but the Arabs I've come in contact with, they're wonderful. I've not really come in contact with any bad Arab. I only have two of them as friends. Like, all right, okay. I think I need to go now. All right, like I just said, it's a 1 hour break, and I am done with, and I am almost done with the break. So I need to take the other time for myself. All right, bye and see you. Okay, thank you very much. Please, please, and please share. We need to stay more organic, and we need to eat more organic food, natural vegetables, fruits. Okay. Bye, everyone. Thank you very much. Thank you very much for staying tuned. Please and please click on the like button. You've been watching and you've not clicked on the like button. Please click on that like button. You don't tell people to shut up. Michael, don't tell anybody to shut up no matter what. You don't tell people to shut up. What is shut up, Pamela? You don't tell people to shut up on my life. Please. Good night, everyone, and do have a wonderful day ahead.